Hi, hello, and welcome to the Excel in Business series. My name is Kenneth Segari, and in this lesson, I'm going to be taking you through count ifs, sum if, and sum ifs. Right, so I'm going to start with count if. What is count if? Count if is simply saying count if certain conditions are met. So, for example, you've got a crowd of male and females. You're saying count the females. That's count if this person's a female. So you count. Then count ifs is like saying, okay, count if, or count the people that are female. Then count those that are above 5 feet tall. So count ifs, that's what it's all about. Then what about sum if? It's basically the same thing. Sum up the number of let's say apples. Sum up the number of apples in the tray if it is red. Sum up the number of apples in the tray that are red, and sum up the number of apples in the tray that are both red and let's say and look pear-shaped. Okay, now let's start with count if. Now imagine I've set up this data here. This is an HR data. We've got the employee ID, you've got the office they're working in, and you've got the nationality of the employee. You've got the recruiter, the resourcer, the company that recruited for the employee. You've got a spend on that employee, and you've got a gender for the employee. Now, let me quickly do a filter here. If I want to count how many people are in Mexico, the office at Mexico, I can do this. Office, I come here, go to the filter. Okay, at the bottom here you can see it says 6 out of 42 records, right? Then if I want to say how many people are are in the office in Mexico and the nationality is Mexico, I'll come here, do this, have one. So there's one person that is from Mexico, or rather that is in the office of the Mexican office, and it's a Mexican nationality. That is count ifs, right? You can see it. So this is one way of doing it. You walk through here using your filter. You go down here and record your data. Or another way you can do it is to use the subtotal to count the filter values here. I'm not going to teach you subtotals today. Now, this could be quite complicated. I mean, you can't come in here jumping around with the filters, especially if you got thousands and thousands of rows and you've got some other tool, some other spreadsheet where an analysis depends on automatically calculating the data. So what you would want to do is to set up a formula-driven cell to record the detail for whatever you want to do. Now, let's say Mexico. Let's write down Mexico here. We're going to hard code this first, and later we'll change that. Okay, so let's see. We'll say count if equal count if range. This is the range you're looking at. Control Shift down arrow. Freeze your data. That's F4. The criteria is Mexico. For now, I'm going to hard code it. So you see the answer is 6, like we did earlier when we counted using the filter. Now let's say count ifs. You simply write count if with your S here. Now it's got criteria range, that's this one. Criteria 1, which is this. Now it wants you to also write the second criteria range. I'm going to write the second criteria range, which is this one. freeze it again. Then the criteria is Mexico. Right, and you can see it's 1. Okay, but of course it's quite tacky at calling your values, so instead I could put my value somewhere here, either manually writing it or creating a drop down list using data validation, where if I click it brings up different countries as I want. So Mexico, so I could say the office, let's take this step backwards, Control X. Okay, then nationality, Mexico 2. Okay, so what we've got here now is Countif. We're going to take this one off. Sorry, and also get the other one, Mexico. So that is 1, right? So let's stretch Countifs a little bit. I'm going to move this data here. Let's say we also want to know the gender. We want male. Over here, as Countifs, the nationality, office, the nationality, and the gender being male. Over here, we simply do the same thing. Sorry, we add for this column now. Then that's criteria range, and the criteria in this instance is this. So it's 1. So let's see. We want office Mexico, nationality South Africa. Let's see what comes up. None. Office, let's try Egypt. So for those working in the Egyptian office whose nationality is South African and the gender is male, we've got 2 staff that meet that requirement. Alright, so let me just show you again some little intricacies here. In this data, you'll notice that we've got this starting from C8 and ending in C49. You've got this ending in starting from D8 and then ending in D49. You've got this starting from G8 and ending in G49. If we've got this range being of different height, this won't work. Let me try this now. Let's say this is 48. You're gonna see an error sign there. That's it. So you must always make sure that it's the same height. C8 to C49, D8 to D49, G8 to G48. G8 to G49. Excellent. Thanks for watching this video. In this video, what I showed you was how to use the COUNTIF and the COUNTIFs function. I've shown you how the logic behind COUNTIF and COUNTIFs. COUNTIF is simply saying count if this criteria is met. Count if among the crowd count the number of females among the crowd. COUNTIFs goes a step further. It starts listing more than one conditions, more than one requirement. Count if the house has got a red roof and if the house has got a blue door. So I guess that's all we've got for today. In the next episode, I'm going to be showing you how to use a SUMIF and SUMIFs function. See you then. Bye bye.